YouTube was good, everybody. It is your boy. I am back yet again with another video. Y'all can see the title right here on the top of the screen. You already know what time it is. We are talking Mavs. And guys, I know you guys are pretty excited for this Mavs win that they just had against the Los Angeles Clippers, 112. Oh, sorry, what was it? 112 to 104. Uh, it was kind of a shaky game for the Mavericks. It was an up and down game for the Mavericks, but they finally pulled it out. Welcome back, Luka Doncic. We really did miss him in this little stretch that we had here. We really didn't have anybody who can kind of just help us close in these games. And as soon as he come back, it's not a coincidence that the Mavs get this win because they should have beat the last, two teams they played against. Should have won at least one of them against Phoenix. And should have won the last game against the Clippers. But if they had Luka, it might have been a different story. But neither here nor there. So, I'd like to welcome you guys, like I said before, to the channel. For those who are new to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below, and also like this video, guys, for more content just like this. There will be more Mavs content just like this. But with that being said, guys, let's go ahead and get into it. Go ahead and give you my takeaways from this game. The one major takeaway in this game was the fact that Luka was back. We had heard news that he kind of re-injured his knee and his ankle in practice the day before, and come to find out from him that it was sore, but it really wasn't a big deal. It wasn't anything that was going to hinder him from coming back. Said he took a nap that afternoon and was ready to go, so that's good for us. Luca went off in the third quarter. Went off, and it's like he kind of went at it with Terrence Mann. They were kind of jawing back and forth. I guess Terrence Mann is playing that Patrick Beverly role, I guess, because he was in there talking to Mad Noah to Luca, and you kind of read Luca's lips like he's too small, and like I said, just going back and forth. And when he picked up his sixth foul, he was like, "Yeah, yeah," you know what I'm saying? Like you could tell they were kind of going back and forth the whole entire game. I loved it. I loved it. Just love to see Luca out there, man. I think that him being out there kind of gives the team, confidence that they can win any game. Because Luca being arguably the top five player in the league definitely will give you some confidence that you can win any game that you play in. Struggled a little bit in the fourth quarter, which is okay. He affected the game in a different way in the fourth quarter. He had to necessarily score, but his facilitating, and y'all see the way that they were trying to double team him and get the ball out of his hands, and he was hitting players in certain spots, which he got a lot of hockey assists in the fourth quarter. A few assists also too directly from him, but you could see his impact in the fourth quarter, just his presence on the court. You got to keep an eye on Luca. He's hitting too many game winners against the Clippers. They know like, yo, we got to get this ball at this dude's hands. And so they tried to do a lot of trapping at the half court line, which freed up a lot of guys, and a lot of guys did capitalize on those opportunities, hitting their open shots. Namely, Dorian Finney-Smith. He finally was hitting his open shots because we know this year he's had a ton of open shots that he wasn't capitalizing on. So we're just glad to see that he took advantage of that in this game because he did have a lot of open shots. It was a lot of ball movement, and I love that part about the Mavs offense when there's a lot of ball movement. They swung the ball to Dorian Finney, who happened to be open a lot, like I said, and was finally hitting his threes. Dorian played a major role today in this game. Dude played 49 minutes. That's a career high for him. He had 17 points. But he had two major defensive plays against Reggie Jackson and against Paul George. To tell you the truth, man, for him to play 49 minutes and to guard Reggie Jackson, who was hot in this game, and to guard Paul George in those two key moments, man, that's a lot. That's a lot of energy you're exerting for you to score 17 points and also be asked to lock down the best player on the other team. That's a lot. And for Dorian to kind of step up and do his thing in this game was very key. He was huge for the Mavericks because we are shorthanded again. As y'all know from the last game, we lost Frank Ntilikina. In today's game, or should I say last night's game, we lost Jalen Brunson. Two huge blows for the Mavericks. I just hope that we can stay afloat till both of these guys come back. It looked bad for Jalen Brunson. There's no telling how long he's going to be out. Dallas has a few days here in between their next game on Saturday against the Washington Wizards, so he has a little time to kind of see how he feels and know what the team wants to do with him. If they want to kind of take it easy with him and not rush him back too quick to try to make sure that he's actually 100%, that's cool. But his presence and Frank Ntilikina's presence is going to be missed because those were two of our key ball handlers that we had in the rotation along with Luca. You get Luca back and you lose those two guys, and that's gonna hurt. It's definitely gonna hurt. You're gonna feel it. You're gonna feel it. Um, Another thing, man, the thing that kind of made me mad about this game was the fact that Dallas had a 10-point lead with about 11. I'm sorry, with about 1 minute and 31 seconds left in the game, and they blew it. And we talk about over the last couple of years, Dallas being able to close out games. They did a little better last year in closing out games compared to the year before. And so this year they were doing pretty good, except for the 3 games that Luca didn't play. So I guess you can kind of say it's understandable because Luca didn't play, so you're gonna understand it. And they might struggle a little bit on closing out on games. And so with Luca being back in this game, you would expect them to be a little bit more fluent when it comes to closing out. There were a couple of shots that Luca took, man, in this game in the fourth quarter. I was just like, okay, Luca, why are you taking that shot? You have plenty of time in the shot clock. You have a big on you. Take him to the goal, draw in the defense, and probably kick it out to somebody for an open shot. And he didn't do that. He kept doing the step back, 32, 33 footers. And I'm just like, look, that's not the shot that you want to take right now. And kind of had me nervous because I was like, man, I hope it's not one of those games where they do something like that and it comes back to bite them. Then you saw Paul George kind of, turn it up. You saw Reggie Jackson, he went off in this game too for 30 points. And so, you don't want those two guys to just take over and just you lose the game completely because you're out there doing things like shooting, step back 34 footers with a big that you can easily take off the dribble when the lanes are wide open. Because you see that the other players were around on the Mavs were spacing out and they had room in the paint because those guys were sitting on the perimeter, which is the reason why they did that to give Luca room. So if Luca decides to take it off the right because he was sitting on the top of the key on the left side, so you decide to draw it into the middle. Guess what? You have somebody right here in the corner and maybe Dorian, or you could find somebody in the 3-point elbow like Tim or somebody like that. You know what I mean? And didn't take advantage of that, but they did pull out the win. So they went on a 9-1 run in overtime, which kind of sealed the game for them, which kind of made me mad. It's like you could have did that in the fourth quarter and just completely avoided overtime in general. But just happy they pulled out the win. You know what I mean? Because they definitely needed it on their 3-game losing streak that they just had. And of course, like I said, with no Luca, it was kind of guess was kind of understandable, even though they did have opportunities. Because each one of those games, they didn't get blown out. They were very close games. It's just they could not close them out. You couldn't capitalize in the clutch. And so they did in this game here, pulling it out in overtime. There was a huge, huge sighting from KP. We got to give KP his props. KP is finally doing what we expected him to do when we signed him. Um, Still leaving a little bit on the table to me, but he's doing good. He's doing good. He's doing a whole lot better than he did last year for sure. Where I think he only averaged like 20 and 7 last year, and he was barely getting that. So KP, of course, he finished with 30 points. He shot 10 for 10 on free throws in this game. 10 for 10. That's huge for KP. That means that he was doing work in the paint to the point that, hey, they couldn't stop you. They got to body you a little bit, send you to the free throw line. And that's what we need from KP. If we can get this type of consistency from KP along with what Luca does, sky's the limit with this team. Not saying championship or anything like that, but the way the West is looking right now, I feel like anybody can come out the West. Anybody can come out the West. You just need a couple of things to go your way. For one, you need to stay healthy. You're not healthy right now. Like I said, your two major ball handlers in Frank Ntilikina and Jalen Brunson are out right now. So you need those guys back, and you just need to stay healthy. Just got Luca back, of course, and we just got Maxi Kleber back. So it's like you lose two, you gain two. It's like we just get everybody back on the same page. That would be terrific. But yeah, we definitely gonna need those guys back here. But with KP, so in the last 7 games, KP is averaging 26, 9, and shooting 53% from the field and over 40% on threes. And he's also shooting 94% from the free throw line. So he's being very effective. He's averaging almost a block and a half a game. Not as much as he was in New York, but he's kind of getting there. You know what I mean? He is being effective on the boards and he's disrupting shots, which is what we ask. And we're getting that from him as he's playing power forward. You know what I'm saying? he's played center a lot. And, of course, in the closeout quarters, he's playing center. You want him to be the guy in the middle. That way we could surround him with wings. Um, to me, like I said, I'm liking what I'm seeing out of KP. Right now, I think with Luka coming back and the way KP is playing, this team has a chance to kind of go on a roll. Because I feel like they were on their way to do that before Luka got hurt, which is why I was mad when Luka got hurt because I feel like they were finally clicking, things were kind of going our way, and then bam, Luka gets hurt. And then the way Luka got hurt, I was also mad because like you didn't have to contest that shot. You already had the game in hand with like 44 seconds left. And so, of course, the risk, he ended up hurting his leg and his knee and his ankle on that play. And so, just want him to kind of stay healthy. The key now is for us to try to build on what we've been doing before Luka got hurt, and you want to stay as healthy as possible. I know that's the key. There's another thing I want to touch on, man. I feel like I'm gonna talk about this guy in every video. In every video that I do, I feel like I'm gonna talk about this guy, and that's Willie Cauley-Stein. Well, I know why they playing, but I don't know why they playing. You know what I mean? It's like, why are you playing Willie? There was a tweet by Brad Townsend. I think a few Mad fans that like tweeted that they want to see Moses Brown, and I guess he kind of had some slick words towards the fans or whatever, pretty much saying like we don't know what we talking about with the whole Moses Brown thing, and it's like, oh, he's not ready and this and that and this, and it's like, so you telling me Moses Brown will be any worse than what we've been seeing with Willie? Like, if you're sitting here watching the games, you really think that Moses Brown will be any worse than what Willie is right now? No, there's no way in the world that anybody on this team could be any worse than what Willie is right now. The dude is almost unplayable. It's like, why are you here? You know, go ahead and call him up, or call Eugene up or something like that, man. That way, you have more wings to play with. But like, you gotta stop playing Willie. You gotta stop playing Willie. And on top of that, for you to start him, it's like, what was the purpose of that? Like, I'm like I said, I'm not a Dwight Powell fan by any stretch of the imagination. Not a Dwight Powell fan. But I mean, I guess you got to pick your poison. Out of Dwight Powell and Willie Cauley-Stein, give me Dwight. Give me Dwight. I can't do Willie, man. I just cannot do Willie. It's to the point like I don't even know what their options are because I don't think you can even trade Willie because he's untradeable. Nobody wants that player on their team right now because what is he good for? He's struggling on defense. He's not aggressive. He's not a good rebounder. And he doesn't stretch the floor or anything like that. It's like he's not a great offensive player. I mean, not even a good offensive player. So it's like, what are you good for? And for us, it's nothing. So, me being another team, why would I want to take on that same issue that y'all are having? You know what I mean? Like, so no matter what his contract is, I mean, his contract is so low, you can probably just cut him. I mean, what are you going to lose? It's not like you don't have an abundance of centers on this team already. Like, oh, man, we cut him. He going to have no big. No, bro, you got 85 centers on this team. Not good centers. But hey, what difference does it make because you got Willie? You know what I mean? He's not like you're gonna upgrade anywhere. All the centers are pretty much in the same boat. You got bodies. That's pretty much what you got. Like we got the kind of centers that teams back in the day used to sign to throw 6 fouls at Shaq whenever they played the Lakers. That's kind of centers we got. These are kind of centers that would not play every day, but for this team, they're playing every day, and they're not effective, and that's the problem. They got to figure out some kind of way, like especially if you want KP to continue to play at the 4, you're gonna need matter of fact, who would be a perfect. I know I'm not saying we're finna get him. I'm just saying the type of player. If you are content on that type of center, the perfect center that would go with KP would be like a Clint Capella, somebody that can clean up the boards, is gonna protect the paint, and is very effective around the rim. A good offensive rebounder. Hell, even like a Valanciunas or Steven Adams or somebody like that. You know what I mean? Somebody like that that's going to be effective around the rim, solid defender, solid rebounders, very solid offensive rebounders. You want somebody who's going to be a body in the paint to where, hey, you come in here, that's getting swatted, it's getting erased. So don't even think about coming in here. That's what you want, and you want KP to be more of a help side defender because he's a very good help side defender. Like as soon as you think you got your guy out the dribble, you go into the paint. Then what you got? You got this long 7'3" guy in your face. Deflecting your shot or blocking your shot or whatever, like he did against Paul George on that one key play in overtime. And so that's what you want KP to do. But the only way that's going to work is if you get a more competent center, a more competent center. Now, I know right now that's kind of hard. Another player too, Jared Allen would be perfect. Jared Allen would be perfect. But like I said, these guys I'm naming up, I know that we're not going to get them. I'm not saying that they're going to trade for them. But that kind of center, I think, would be perfect to play alongside KP. Because right now, KP's having to do what he's doing. And on top of that, also being an eraser. And not saying, oh, don't worry about defense, KP, just go out there and score. He's just saying that you don't want him to exert too much energy being a rim protector, because right now our perimeter defenders aren't just like super quick right now. Like we got very good, solid perimeter defenders. You got Nick, you got Frank, and then of course you got Dorian out there that's getting you on the perimeter. But you still need somebody back there to erase the mistakes just in case they get around them. And like I said, one of those type of players, or a Rudy Gobert, somebody like that, to play along KP, that'd be perfect to kind of keep that pressure off of KP and to keep KP's usage down too when it comes to the defensive side. You want to be more of a help side. But other than that, man, like I said, with the Mavs, let's just hope that this is a momentum builder for them. They got a few days to kind of rest. That'll kind of give Luka some time with his ankle. Give him time to kind of evaluate Jalen Brunson and kind of see where he is. Because man, it's gonna suck not having Jalen Brunson and Frank Ntilikina. It's gonna suck. And so I just kind of hope that people like Trey Burke and Sterling Brown. Sterling Brown, he did okay. He wasn't a problem. He wasn't an issue in this game. He showed some aggression. He got a couple of offensive rebounds. Was very solid defender. All that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? We need more of that from him. Hopefully we can get that. He's gonna play a lot more minutes now that Frank is out and Jalen Brunson is out. So for the Mavs, it's gonna be key for them to try to build and try to stay as healthy as possible. I know it's easy for me to say that I'm sitting at home, but that's what you want to do. You want to try to stay healthy. Kind of try to keep continuing to build the chemistry between Luka and KP. That's key too. Because like I said, they were doing that before Luka ended up getting hurt. And I hope KP can stay aggressive. Man, listen, another thing too, I think if KP can keep this up, you know what I mean? Knock on wood. If KP can keep this up, he might have a chance to get an all-star spot. I'm just saying. Because, I mean, Anthony Davis and guys like that aren't just out here just acting like world beaters right now. You know what I mean? And so if KP can stay consistent, Dow can start racking up some wins now that Luka is back. Had these two connecting the way they've been connecting before Luka got hurt, there's no telling. KP could be an all-star this year. And I still feel like Dallas needs to make another move. But the pieces that we have, that or should I say that they would probably want to keep, or the kind of piece that it's going to need to be in the trade, like a Jalen Brunson. Don't want to lose Jalen Brunson. I like what Jalen Brunson brings. He's that example I've been giving you guys about just a very good player, having more very good players that'll help the Mavs out, tremendously. That'll help out with the depth. That'll help keep the pressure off of Luka. To the point, like you saw what the Mavericks did in this game against the Clippers when they tried to, trap Luka at the half court line. Just those guys being able to take advantage of that when your best player is being taken out the game. So that was a good thing. Luka, man, I felt like he kind of took over in the third quarter because remember he got into foul trouble early in the game. He had picked up his fourth foul early in the third quarter, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I was just sitting there like, man, it's gonna be a long game and probably not gonna win because he decided he was telling the bench, "Nah, I want to stay in," and I'm thinking like, man, they're gonna attack him with that. He already got 4 fouls. They're gonna attack him to pick up his fifth foul in the third quarter, and we're not gonna see him to probably the last what 5 minutes of the fourth quarter or something if he had to pick up his fifth foul. And so that's why I felt like too, man. I kind of felt like a little bit like he was kind of pressing a little bit, but I guess it ended up coming out and being a positive in the end with Luka because like I said he turned up in the third quarter and gave us 15 points. He ended up scoring 26 points. Could have scored more, missed a few shots in the fourth quarter, but it's okay. Um, Other than that, man, I I like the win. Just kind of wish they did in the fourth quarter. We played the Washington Wizards up here next. Washington is not a bad team, not a bad team at all. They got a lot of good players. They're very solid. Got some depth. When they traded Westbrook to the Lakers, it added depth and a more of a balance to their team. So that's going to be an interesting game. It's going to be a home game, so Dallas going to get some of that home cooking. They got one of the best records in the league at home, so that's going to be a positive for us. And other than that, man, that's all I got, guys. That's all I got. So I'm just glad that y'all guys are rocking with me here. As if for the people who are watching live, I don't know if you guys have any comments, or any questions, or anything like that. Of course, you guys can always comment down below here, and I can see on the screen down here any questions or any comments that you guys have on the game or the Mavericks or anything like that. Um, Other than that, guys, like wish you guys a happy Thanksgiving, and I hope you guys stay safe and eat as much as you want. Cause that's definitely the time of the year to do that, man. Thanksgiving is one of my favorite times of the year. I love Thanksgiving food, man. I can eat it for at least a week. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, guys, it is your boy Real here on Glow Sun Sports with We Talk Mavs. I will see you guys again here. I'm gonna do a post game Saturday night after the Wizards game, so you guys look forward to that. Also, guys, follow our socials, our Glow Sun TikTok page. I'm gonna say channel, our Glow Sun TikTok page at Glow Sun underscore sports on TikTok and Glow Sun Production on Instagram. So go ahead and follow us for news or anything, any changes to the channel or anything like that, or it's anything newsworthy with this channel, guys. Go ahead and follow the channel for that, or follow those different social sites for that. And with that being said, guys, it is your boy Real, where we talk Mavs, and I will see you guys here on Sunday nights. I'm sorry, Saturday night. And happy Thanksgiving to you and yours.